when people say to me, what is creativity? That's what it is. And it's the ability to modify self-imposed constraints. That's all it is. It's your ability to recognise that you have patterns and to break out of them. That's all it is. It's not that mystical. I had a pattern. Look, Linda Richardson, that used to be my name. I think probably if you Googled me with that name, it would be better. Maybe I need to change my name. So this is a piece of work I did when I was a wee lass. I was tiny. And I just kind of started at the BBC. And I'm curious, you see. So they said to me, Linda, help us. Oh, they didn't really say that. They said, here's a job for you. And the natural history programmes were doing really badly. It was about 16 years ago. And of course, for the BBC, they're very important. So they said, could you do something? And I just started playing. We had a survey. What was it called? I don't remember now. But it was a survey online. And I honestly mapped animals to demographics. Which animals do you like? And I got that. And what we realised was, I don't know if you know this, but natural history programmes skewed male. Male down market, C2D. And what is absolutely fascinating was that in that corner on the top left, you suddenly found that underwater animals appeal to women, in particular younger women. I mean, what woman in this room does not like a dolphin? Come on, you see? And you know, you're with me, aren't you? So the whole marketing, the music score that was written, everything was targeted at women. We got a lot of complaints, admittedly, because it was the first natural history programme that had music over all of it. And a lot of people said, we want to hear the animals, but you're underwater. Anyway, so I felt really good about myself. I was like, really good. I got given this, right? So Top Gear, this is about a year after that. Come on, Linda, help us. Top Gear's not doing very well. Give us a hand. Okay, so what audience does Top Gear skew to? Men, yeah. So I had a pattern, didn't I? I was quite arrogant, maybe I'd say. Men. So I thought, I know, I'll attract women. That was my pattern. So do you want to see what I did? To Top Gear. So it was not good for a lot of reasons. And then, of course, the BBC, even if you do mess up like that, the great thing about the BBC is that they didn't sack me. And they actually gave me another piece of work, believe it or not, and that was to attract at that point, men to television in general. Great. What a great job. I hadn't got married yet, so I got to, and what I did was I did ethnography. I sent programme makers, so not me, not a research company, I sent the programme makers out to spend a night with men. And they came back with stories like men would do things like close their eyes for as long as possible on motorways. Who does that? Men. No? Oh, a bit, maybe. Or switch your lights off in the dark on country road. No. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, no, definitely not. I'm getting a no, not at all. Okay, so it was all about men wanting to take risks. And it led to how to give men a roller coaster ride on TV, and it led to essay Tough Enough, it led to all those spate of programmes, and it led to the relaunch of Top Gear. And you can see it very much in this idea. So it relaunched. You've obviously got a great duo of Jeremy and Andy, and they've gone off together now, of course. And it went back to what it was really, but really pushing the burning rubber and the kind of banter and what have you. So be aware of your patterns, is what I'd say. There are ways to break people out of their patterns. I am not here to give you a creative course on all those techniques, because you can come up with a good idea, but you still need to be able to make it happen, and that's really what I'm more about. but there are techniques. And this is Louise Rainbow and Caroline talking, who's the exec on Strictly, and Caroline talking about how we worked with their team. And there's some quite interesting stuff in terms of what they talk about.
The thing about Strictly is that we never ever rest on our laurels. We're always looking for opportunities to move it forward. Take our audience with us, because our viewers feel very possessive about the show. So we're not looking for radical format twists, but what we are looking is how we can refresh it and move it on. And of course, one of the major changes this year is Bruce is stepping down. So how did we see the show with Tess and Claudia fronting it week in, week out? We know it's going to be brilliant. They did 3 shows last year when Bruce had a rest for 3 weeks, and they were very popular shows. And but you know, week in, week out, let's look at how this show will feel with Tess and Claudia presenting it. And then the other area is our results show, because we've been the results show. It does well. Its viewing figures are very robust, but you know, are we maximising all those opportunities to maximise the emotional touch points in it? Are we able to sort of like get the best stories out there? If you haven't seen the main show, are we bringing viewers right up to speed with the results show right from the top, so they feel that they're really getting the most out of their weekends of Strictly? So those were the 2 areas. So we talked about that, Linda and I, and then we got together the whole team to break down and go into it in further detail.
And Charlotte, what was that like for you when we came along? Because we were new people just landing in your kind of day together with all 75 of you. What is it like?
It was brilliant. I think it was really good that we started to talk about what the heart of Strictly was and all the things that people liked. And it meant having that as a linchpin for the rest of the session meant we always kind of stayed true to what the core values of Strictly were, because no one wants to move away in a completely different direction. And I think the pace of the session and the fact that it moved quite quickly meant that it always felt buoyant and nothing ever went stale. I felt quite freed by the fact that you couldn't overanalyze or dwell on a particular point, that it was just a kind of constant flow of throw-in. And also the fact that you used a lot of different techniques meant it played to the strength of the entire team. So whether you were quite a vocal, innovative, throw ideas out there thinker, or whether you were quieter and like developing existing points, everyone had a chance to have an input in some way.
I'm going to stop her because I've got the red card in the back, which is saying, come on, hurry up. Okay, so really the key thing here in terms of being that inspirational leader is to challenge the norm, break patterns, and never ever accept your first idea.